Welcome, gentlemen, to a discussion that promises to be as cutting-edge as the ventures we're known for. Today, we pierce the veil of Amazon.com, a lodestar for modern commerce. Let's not dawdle.
Amazon, a marvel indeed. It conjures the spirit of innovation, much like a garage in Los Altos sparked a revolution. It's not merely about selling, it's about altering the very fabric of retail.
A mighty operation, that. Expanding territory like laying down steel for the railroads. Yet, where is the substance behind the speed? In my day, we valued the tangible.
There's a magic to envisioning the future, something Amazon has mastered. But remember, even the grandest kingdom started with a mouse. The key is not just to dream, but to bring those dreams to life for every soul.
Efficiency and scale, that's where the power lies. Amazon mimics the Standard Oil approach, but the question lingers, at what cost to competition? Monopoly is a game best played with caution.
Strategic foresight they've got, akin to shifting IBM towards computing. Yet one must ask if their ambition overshadows the future of work itself. Innovation should not come at the expense of humanity.
A spectrum of views, as varied as our industries. The journey from bookseller to behemoth is fraught with both conquest and controversy. Let's delve deeper into these facets as we unravel the Amazon phenomenon. Gentlemen, we're here to discuss Amazon's monumental evolution from a mere online bookstore to a behemoth in the e-commerce realm. Steve, your thoughts?
It's their undying devotion to innovation and customer service that's reinvented the retail landscape, reminiscent of how we at Apple looked beyond the present to redefine entire industries.
That's all fine and dandy, but it's their aggressive tactics, mirroring my own in building the railroad empire, that's the backbone of their success. Expansion at any cost, that's the key.
I beg to differ, Cornelius. It's the ability to see what others can't, to dream of a future retail world. That's the real marvel. It's akin to envisioning Disneyland in a field of orange groves.
Scalability and vertical integration are where the true parallels lie. Standard Oil thrived on such strategies, and Amazon is no exception. Dominate the supply chain, and you rule the industry.
The foresight, gentlemen, is what we're overlooking. Predicting and shaping future needs, much like my efforts to steer IBM toward computing dominance, is the genius behind Amazon.
Foresight, it's ruthless expansion and monopolization, I say. Crush the competition and spread like wildfire.
Cornelius, while your empire building is legendary, the world remembers innovators and dreamers. Amazon remembers the customer. That's something you might learn from. I'd say it's about creating a universe where the customer never desires to leave, a tapestry of imagination and convenience.
Let's not romanticize excessively. Efficiency, gentlemen. The unyielding pursuit of efficiency and control over every inch of their domain is what propels Amazon.
Indeed, Rockefeller, but let's not underestimate the strategic element. It's not merely about control, but about anticipating shifts, adapting with precision.
Adaptation. It's about having the muscle to bulldoze your path through the market.
But where would bulldozing without innovation lead? Stagnation. It's the blend of vision and the courage to execute that sets the path for true legacy. And let's remember, creativity serves as the linchpin in this ever-evolving retail narrative.
Yet without calculated strategy and the willingness to invest relentlessly in technology, creativity finds no ground to stand on.
The discussion circles back to foresight and strategic innovation. Without these, empires crumble under the weight of their own inertia.
Well, it appears that while methods and strategies may vary, the underlying principles of vision, innovation, and relentless pursuit of efficiency and expansion define the journey of Amazon, much as they have defined your own legacies. Gentlemen, let's dive into the impact of Amazon on traditional retail and global marketplaces. Cornelius, your thoughts?
Well, disruption. That's the heart of progress. I undercut competitors' pricing, not out of charity, mind you, but to dominate the market. Amazon's just playing the same game on a grander scale.
And they've revolutionized customer experience in the process. Like Apple, Amazon didn't just change the game, they introduced a new one. It's not just about selling goods, it's the way they sell them that's disrupted retail.
Indeed, the essence of capitalism is competition. Monopolies, like Standard Oil or Amazon in its sphere, emerge as a natural procession of the market. It's the survival of the fittest.
Yet, in such disruption, there's a canvas for creativity, new markets, new opportunities. It's akin to how animation opened up new storytelling avenues. Amazon has simply broadened the stage.
Adaptability is key. IBM had to evolve with the advent of personal computing. Amazon is maneuvering similar waters by continuously adapting and evolving in response to market demands.
Evolution. Bah, it's conquest, steamrolling over old retail, that's what they're doing. And make no mistake, they're doing it with an iron will.
Iron will or not, it's the customer that benefits. These old giants never saw it coming because they never truly listened to their customers like Amazon does.
Benefit or suffer, it's a thin line. If a firm like Amazon commands too much power, they set the rules. Beneficial today, perhaps not tomorrow.
The problem is, you're all looking at this as a zero-sum game. When one door closes, another opens. Amazon's model has created avenues for small businesses on a global scale.
True, but let's remember the pressure it puts on these same businesses to adapt or perish. IBM has learned to both cooperate and compete, and that's the dance small businesses must now perform with giants like Amazon.
Spare me the sentimentality. Business is a battleground. Amazon knows it, I knew it. You adapt, you conquer, or you're left behind.
Adaptation requires strategy, not brute force alone. Strategic dominance ensures longevity. Amazon knows this well.
And let's not forget innovation. Without it, strategy or force means little. Disruption led by innovation is the key to Amazon's success and Apple before it. It all circles back to imagination, doesn't it? Envisioning a future and then creating it. That's what Disney did. That's what Amazon is doing.
Vision, strategy, and execution. The trifecta of success in computing or retail. Amazon exemplifies this, and we'd all do well to take notes.
Strong opinions all around. It's clear Amazon's business model touches on principles each of you hold dear. Let's see how this understanding evolves as we explore further into Amazon's technological innovations. Steve, Amazon's bet on cloud computing with AWS has certainly paid off, transforming not only their business model, but also the very fabric of the tech industry. Your thoughts?
AWS, a stroke of sheer brilliance, I'd say. Much like when we conceived the iPhone, it wasn't merely about creating something new. It was about envisaging a future and then making it a reality. Amazon saw the potential in cloud computing long before it became a catchphrase. But let's not forget, innovation without application is as useful as a screen door on a submarine.
Ha! Cloud computing, you say? Reminds me of when we laid the first transcontinental railroad tracks. Uncharted territory, but it was clear as day to me that whoever controls the infrastructure controls the game. AWS is that rail network for today's technology landscape. Visionary indeed, but I led the way with such ambitious ventures in my time.
Hold on, Cornelius. Yes, AWS is a powerful infrastructure, but isn't the real magic in the services Amazon built on top of it? Much like my animation empire, it's not just about the tools, but what you create with them. Alexa, now that's where the imagination really comes to play. Talking to a machine as if it's human? Now that's storytelling.
Infrastructure, services, it all comes down to the relentless pursuit of efficiency and expansion. But let's be mindful, AWS and Alexa, while innovative, also paint Amazon as an omnipresent force, much like Standard Oil in my days. The question is, at what cost does this dominance come, and who truly benefits in the long run?
Efficiency, expansion, imagination, all crucial. Yet it's the strategic foresight Amazon exhibited by investing early in these technologies that truly impresses. IBM transformed under my leadership because we dared to venture where others hesitated, focusing on foundational technologies just as Amazon has. Their move wasn't just innovative, it was calculated and strategic, a playbook IBM knows all too well.
Calculated, yes, but innovation should also disrupt. AWS disrupted because it democratized technology. Startups could launch without massive capital. That's real impact, gentlemen, when you break down barriers, not just erect new ones.
Democratized or monopolized, there's a thin line there, Steve. In my days, we built empires by laying down tracks others were too scared to lay, but we never pretended it was about democracy. It was business, pure and simple.
Yet without that so-called monopoly, Cornelius, where would innovation come from? It takes a behemoth like Amazon to push the boundaries of what's possible. Much like Disney, it's creating a world others can only dream of.
Innovation, monopolization, two sides of the same coin. The real measure of greatness is in what you leave behind for the world, how you shape the future. Amazon is doing just that, but it must tread carefully to ensure its legacy is not marred by the same criticisms that have followed my endeavors.
A fair point, Rockefeller. Yet let us not overlook the significance of strategic investment in innovation. Amazon's approach, much like IBM's, ensures a future where they remain at the forefront of technology and business. It's not just about what we've built, but about foreseeing and sculpting the future.
Let's pivot to Amazon's foray into healthcare, logistics, and the entertainment industry. Their aggressive expansion mirrors strategies of old, yet on a digital battleground. Thoughts?
Diving into disparate industries is not merely about capturing markets. It's an act of seeing future intersections. Like when Apple ventured into music, shaking the very foundation of how music was bought and consumed. Amazon's expanding into healthcare and entertainment isn't a stretch. It's visionary, ensuring they're at every cross-section of consumer life.
Ambitious, yes, but there's a shadow to such expansion. My railroads connected coasts. Each line built was a contested battle. Amazon is spreading wide, but are they spreading too thin? Competence in shipping parcels doesn't directly translate to streaming films or managing health records.
The magic, gentlemen, lies not in the expansion, but in the execution. Go beyond boundaries. Disney did so, moving from cartoons to creating theme parks, worlds where stories lived. Amazon's dive into these territories isn't just business, it's crafting new narratives, new experiences. Yet, let's not forget, the heart of the audience, the consumer, must be captured lest the story turn tragic.
Control, gentlemen. The essence of growth lies in control. My endeavors in oil were not mere exploitation, but strategic domination of each rung of the ladder. Amazon's approach mirrors this, yet the distinction lies in their field's breadth. Is omnipresence achievable, or will it dilute the very essence of strategic control?
IBM learned early the importance of disciplined expansion. Diversification must align with core capabilities. When Amazon taps into healthcare or entertainment, it's not a blind gamble. They're leveraging data, logistics, and consumer insights. Yet the real question remains, can they sustain innovation across multiple, vastly different domains, or will this ambition lead to an innovation deficit?
Sustaining innovation isn't the challenge. It's ensuring each new venture nourishes the core, making the Amazon ecosystem richer, more indispensable. Apple created ecosystems where every product, from iPod to iPad, supported the other. Amazon is knitting a similar fabric, albeit on a grander, more complex scale.
Aye, Steve, there's wisdom in your words, but remember, each empire has its day before the rot sets in. Expansion is a gamble, and history watches keenly.
Gentlemen, let's not doom our discussion to cynicism. Evolution in storytelling, in creating worlds, is akin to Amazon's venture. Risk, yes, but also endless possibilities.
The line between ambition and overreach is fine. Strategic investments in workforce and technology marked my success. Amazon must tread carefully, ensuring their ventures enrich rather than exhaust their resources.
Indeed, Rockefeller, the balance of innovation and investment, understanding and acknowledging limits while pushing boundaries, shall dictate Amazon's narrative in these industries.
Let's dive into how Amazon has cultivated, or perhaps cannibalized, its relationships with small businesses and startups. Rockefeller, your thoughts?
In the grand chess game of commerce, strategic partnerships are akin to vertical integration. It's a modern maneuver, reducing costs and broadening one's empire. Yet, we must not overlook the tighter grip it offers on the market's throat. It's a sophisticated strategy, if not a ruthless one.
Amazon has indeed created an ecosystem, much like the App Store. It's a platform that has given birth to countless opportunities for small businesses and developers. However, the sword hangs by a thread. The same platform that elevates can just as swiftly isolate or even eliminate those it deems competitive threats.
Fierce competition is the locomotive of progress. Amazon's approach mirrors the hard-nosed tactics I employed in the railroad industry. Yet, respecting the symbiosis between the Leviathan and the smaller entities filling the niches it cannot, this is paramount. Their coexistence, tumultuous though it may be, spurs innovation.
While fostering an environment where small businesses and startups can thrive is commendable, the specter of overshadowing or outright absorbing them looms large. IBM knew the fine line between partnership and dominance. It's a delicate balance with the potential for either symbiotic growth or predatory exploitation.
Creativity and innovation within these partnerships are what truly propels industries forward. Like in animation, partnerships can bring to life what was once deemed impossible. But the essence of any collaboration should be respect and mutual growth, not a veiled conquest.
Indeed, the dynamics of competition and collaboration have always been complex. But is Amazon's approach fostering a healthy ecosystem or a stifling monopoly?
Their strategy is nothing short of imperial. It's capitalism in its purest form. The onus is on regulators and the market itself to ensure balance.
But let's not underestimate the power of innovation to disrupt such empires. It's the lifeblood of Silicon Valley. Today's titan can be tomorrow's footnote.
Nevertheless, the railroads always reach their destination no matter the resistance. Progress cannot be halted by sentimentality or fear of change.
Adaptation and foresight are crucial. Businesses, small or large, must anticipate the shifts, leveraging technology to remain integral to the industry's fabric.
The heart of progress is creativity, gentlemen. Without it, the industry becomes a soulless machine, grinding away at the spirit of entrepreneurship.
Gentlemen, let's delve into Amazon's approach to international markets and localization. Cornelius, you've expanded empires across continents. How do you view their strategy?
Amazon's spreading like wildfire, same as the railroads did. They're laying down track in uncharted territories, but it's digital this time. They understand one thing clear as day: adapt or die. You can't steamroll through every market with the same tactics. It's about knowing the local terrain, whether it's the Rockies or retail.
That's quaint, Cornelius, but let's talk about understanding the consumer. Amazon, like Apple, knows it's not just about translating language, it's about translating culture. It's about creating a product so intuitive, so indispensable, that it feels like it was born inside that culture.
Speaking of culture, let's not forget the bottom line. Strategy is paramount. Amazon, like Standard Oil, knows to approach each market meticulously. Scaling internationally is not just about spreading wide, it's about drilling deep, securing supply chains, and adapting to the local norms to maintain control.
Adaptation's key, yes, but let's talk logistics. IBM had to navigate these waters long before the internet era. Tackling diverse markets isn't just a cultural puzzle, it's a logistical one. Amazon's tackling this head-on, but they'd be wise to remember the complexity of global operations can't be underestimated.
Let's not overlook the essence of storytelling and branding. Disney knows a little something about weaving dreams into different cultures. Amazon's strategy should be about more than selling products. It's about selling an experience, a story that resonates universally, yet feels personal to every user, regardless of where they are.
Experience, bah! It's about dominance and capital. No use mincing words. Amazon's not in the business of making friends. They're in the business of becoming indispensable, the same as any of us did.
Indispensable, yes, but through innovation, Cornelius. Dominance through obsolescence. Make what was indispensable yesterday irrelevant today. That's the future.
And let us not forget, gentlemen, the essence of market dominance is not just about outmaneuvering the competition. It's about setting the rules of the game.
Indeed, yet the rules of the game must ultimately lead to winning the hearts of the global audience. That, gentlemen, is the ultimate pursuit.
Hearts or not, it's efficiency and innovation that'll keep the engine running. Let's not romanticize the narrative too much.
A spirited debate as ever. The balance between market dominance, cultural understanding, and operational efficiency seems to be at the heart of Amazon's global strategy. Just as with your empires, the path to success varies by the landscape. Gentlemen, let's tackle the issue of Amazon's work culture, automation, and its impact on the workforce. Thomas, you've seen the transition from tabulators to computers at IBM. Start us off.
Well, Andrew, I've always believed in the harmony of machines and man. The automation Amazon's rolling out is nothing short of revolutionary. But let me tell you, IBM learned early on that replacing human ingenuity with machines is a delicate balance. Misstep, and you've got a revolt, or worse, stagnation.
Thomas, with all due respect, you're painting a rather rosy picture. Innovation doesn't wait for balance. At Apple, we pushed boundaries, and yes, it rattled a few cages. Amazon's doing the same. Automation is inevitable. The workforce must adapt or be left behind. That's not cruelty, that's evolution.
Evolution, Steve, sounds more like an excuse to trample over the less fortunate. In my day, railroads transformed everything, and sure, jobs were lost, but we also created opportunities. Amazon's automating with little regard for creating real value for anyone but themselves. There's no nobility in that.
Cornelius, I find your concern touching but misplaced. The Standard Oil approach was strategic workforce development. We automated and optimized, but also invested in our employees' education, their skills. Amazon's real challenge is ensuring that their workforce evolves with the company. Adaptation is key, but so is foresight and investment in human capital.
All well and good talking about adaptation and evolution, but at Disney, we knew the magic was in the people, not just the technology. Amazon risks losing its soul with too much automation. Creativity, innovation, these are human traits. Machines may work, but they don't dream. You need people for that.
Walt, dreaming's all fine, but dreams don't run companies. Efficiency, productivity, these are what sustain a business. Yet I concede, without fostering a culture that supports its employees, even the most innovative company risks becoming soulless.
Please, Thomas, efficiency over dreams? You're missing the point entirely. It's the dreams that drive innovation. If Amazon, or any company for that matter, forgets that, they might as well be selling widgets.
Selling widgets might be honest work compared to building empires on the backs of workers without a fair shake. Amazon's strategy seems shrewd, but without a care for the human element, they're just another monopoly, crushing spirits for profit.
Monopolies, Cornelius? Let's not pretend we weren't all seeking them, but the key difference is how we treat those who help us build these empires. Automation, work culture, it should elevate, not suppress.
Exactly my point, John. Elevate. If Amazon or any of us forgot that the true magic comes from elevating those around us through opportunities, creativity, and innovation, then what's the point of all this progress?
A spirited debate, gentlemen. It's clear that Amazon's path is illuminating both the promises and pitfalls of technological advancement and its impact on the workforce. As the world evolves, so must our approach to balancing automation with humanity. Let's turn our attention to the matter of environmental responsibility. Amazon's strides and stumbles in this domain are vast, heralded for innovation, yet scrutinized for its carbon footprint. How do we view this dichotomy?
The pursuit of sustainability, gentlemen, it's a noble one. But let's not gild the lily. My ventures, they transformed landscapes and economies, yet at a cost. Today we'd call it environmental depredation. Amazon's path reminds me of the railroads, indispensable, yet invariably altering the earth. It's a conundrum, balancing growth with guardianship of nature.
Ah, but storytelling, fellas, that's where the real power lies. Just as we've inspired generations through tales that advocate for conservation, Amazon has a duty, nay, an opportunity to lead by example. Imaginative solutions, not just lip service. They must enchant the world into action, much like we endeavored with our true life adventures. Indeed, Walt. Yet, looking at Apple, we strive to meld technology with environmental stewardness. It's more than feasible, it's imperative. Amazon's vast resources can foster groundbreaking innovations in sustainable practices. Why? The potential for them to lead in green technology is as vast as the prairies. They must act with the urgency of now, lest the future reproaches us for inaction.
Ha! You speak of environmental responsibility as if it weren't a double-edged sword. My railways united the country, yet they carved through the heart of the land. Amazon's logistics marvel does the same, connecting yet consuming. The question isn't of possibility, it's of profit. Will the ledger allow for green innovation, or will it be an albatross around our necks?
You're all dancing around the crux of the matter. It's innovation that'll be our savior or our damnation. In my day, efficiency won battles. Today, it must win the war against environmental calamity. Artificial intelligence, smart logistics, Amazon has the arsenal. The question is, do they have the will?
The will, gentlemen, is often spurred by necessity. Amazon finds itself perched upon a precipice, beheld by the eyes of the world. Their next steps could very well sculpt the bedrock of environmental policy for corporations worldwide. Let us not forget, with great power comes great responsibility. We now enter a discussion on Amazon's strategic maneuvers, mergers, acquisitions, and the essence of innovation. Let's dissect how these elements are vital for maintaining a Leviathan in today's market. Cornelius, your thoughts?
Look here, acquisitions are no mere fancy play. They're the teeth and claws of any empire building, much like my consolidations of railroads. Amazon's swallowing of competitors and diversifying into new territories is the very strategy that cements its dominion. Why compete when you can own?
Cornelius, that's a narrow view. Innovation is the cornerstone upon which empires are built. Amazon's acquisition strategy is precisely about fueling innovation. Just as I sought out to revolutionize the personal computer, the smartphone, the music industry, Amazon uses its acquisitions to leapfrog into uncharted territories. They're not merely buying companies, they're buying innovation, potential.
Both of you make compelling points, but let's not overlook the shrewdness of strategic partnership and internal innovation. It's a balancing act. My endeavors in oil were about creating an integrated vertical monopoly, much like Amazon's approach. Yet the true power lies in knowing when to innovate internally and when to bring in external strengths.
Gentlemen, I must interject. Innovation and acquisitions are but two sides of the same coin. Creating magic in animation taught me the value of fresh perspectives. Buying a company can bring that fresh creativity under your umbrella. It's not just strategy, it's about weaving stories and dreams, which Amazon is keenly aware of as it expands into the realms of entertainment and beyond.
Speaking of a disciplined growth approach, it's essential to highlight the focus on acquisitions that augment one's core competencies while fostering organic innovation. IBM's growth was not merely by swallowing smaller fish, but by continuously pushing the envelope in our technology. Amazon, while it acquires, has not lost sight of its capacity for in-house innovation, a crucial component for sustained leadership.
Thomas, you're hitting the nail on the head, but the real juice is in disrupting the status quo. It's not just growing, it's about changing the game entirely. Apple did it, Amazon's doing it. This isn't a mere gathering of assets, it's a relentless pursuit of the future.
Disrupting, game-changing, all flowery language for the same principle, domination. It's about laying tracks where there are none, commandeering the ship before it sets sail. Amazon, like the great railroad barons, knows the value of uncharted territory.
Yet, in this pursuit of the future, one must not neglect the core of what made them a titan. It is a delicate dance of expansion and staying true to one's roots. Expansion for expansion's sake is as perilous as stagnation.
Indeed, and let us not forget, the heart of innovation is storytelling and experience. It's not just what you acquire or innovate, but how you integrate it into the narrative you're creating for your customers. Amazon's venture into streaming and original content exemplifies this beautifully.
A spirited dialogue, gentlemen. It's evident that Amazon's strategy is multifaceted, balancing acquisitions with innate innovation, all while keeping a keen eye on the horizon for new opportunities. Surely the makings of a future as vast as the industries they've come to influence. Let us venture next into pondering the future that awaits Amazon in the tapestry of a rapidly evolving marketplace. Let us delve into the future. Amazon's next decade, challenges and opportunities. Cornelius, your thoughts?
Expansion and consolidation, that's the future. Just as railroads dominated by growing vast networks, Amazon must continue its conquest. Acquire or perish, that's the business maxim. It's a ruthless world out there, and only the strongest will survive.
Innovation, Cornelius, not just acquisition. Look at Apple. We didn't just buy our way to the top, we innovated. Amazon's future lies in redefining consumer experiences through technology. The next big thing isn't just about getting bigger, but being smarter.
Gentlemen, whilst I concur on the importance of both strategies, let us not overlook AI and machine learning. The future is about smart innovation. IBM transformed when we embraced computers over typewriters. Amazon will need to lead the next technological revolution to stay ahead.
You're all speaking of conquests and technologies, yet the heart of innovation is creativity. Look at Disney, our leap into animation, theme parks. Amazon's future isn't just in expanding territories, but in reimagining the very essence of retail and entertainment.
Strategies, technologies, creativity, all pivotal. Yet scalability and adaptability must be the backbone. Just as Standard Oil thrived through meticulous planning and strategic foresight, so too must Amazon navigate the future with a blend of ambition and prudence.
Meticulousness, bah! Without the iron will to crush competition, no amount of planning suffices. It's about laying down the tracks others are forced to follow.
You're missing the point, Cornelius. It's not just about laying tracks, it's where those tracks lead. Innovation isn't about following, it's about setting a course uncharted. That's where true leadership is proven.
Indeed, Steve, but without a disciplined growth strategy, even the mightiest can falter. IBM learned this the hard way. Amazon must balance its pioneering spirit with strategic discipline.
Creativity should be the guiding star. If Amazon loses its imaginative spark, no amount of strategy or expansion will safeguard its future. People yearn for stories, experiences, something beyond the mundane.
While imagination fuels the journey, it's the ship's captain that navigates through stormy seas. Strategic partnerships, a careful approach to innovation, and a steady hand at the helm are indispensable.
A spirited discussion, gentlemen. It appears we converge on the belief that Amazon's path forward is multi-face.
Embracing innovation, strategic growth, and perhaps most critically, the ability to adapt and reimagine its role in the ever-evolving landscape of global business.
We've navigated through a vast sea of insights and reflections on Amazon's monumental rise and the landscape of future business. Let's draw this to a close with final thoughts on Amazon's journey and its implications for the business world. Walt, your view on creativity has always cut a clear path through uncertainty. Please share your forecast.
Creativity, gentlemen, is the lodestar that leads through the foggiest night. Amazon's voyage into uncharted territories will demand it harnesses imagination like never before. Yet, I see a horizon where they might falter if they neglect the value of fostering true creativity, neglecting the soul for the machine.
Balderdash. Creativity is but a piece of the puzzle. Sloth and soft-heartedness spell ruin. Amazon must railroad through expansion, consolidation, that's the ticket. Future challenges? Bah, they're but stepping stones for the mighty.
Cornelius, your brute force perspective oversimplifies the nuanced chess game of modern business. Amazon's future, marked by AI and analytics, will rest on shrewd strategic moves and innovation, not merely expansion for its own sake. Adaptability in the face of rapid technological change, that's the crux.
Innovation, yes, Thomas gets it. But it's not just any innovation. It's innovation that disrupts, that changes the human experience. Amazon needs to stay hungry, stay foolish. Resting on laurels or relying solely on past strategies will be their undoing. The next decade demands they redefine yet another facet of our lives.
While you wax poetic about innovation and strategy, let's not forget the bedrock of disciplined expansion and vertical integration. Amazon should tighten its grip where it can, building an empire that not only spans industries, but defines them. Future challenges will be of their own making if they lose sight of this.
Each of you, in your own way, underscores facets of the colossal entity that Amazon has become and the uncertain waters it navigates moving forward. Vision, creativity, ruthlessness, strategy, and innovation, elements that have not only defined your legacies, but will be pivotal for Amazon's sustained zenith or its decline. Let this dialogue remind those who wield power within the digital dominions of today that their decisions shape not just markets, but the very fabric of society. May they heed the lessons of history and the counsel of its titans.